All right. Hi, friends. Hi. We're going to have a little bit of a do-over. I'm not going to look at you the whole time because I'm working and multitasking. Because apparently, I was going to talk about writing, but let's not talk about that right now. So, this is something that's kind of funny. Um, so, for many years, probably up until maybe like my mid 30s or so, I was very, very certain that I was perfectly neurotypical. I know. If you've known me for more than 5 minutes, I know you're just like, bitch, what? I know. I know. I know. Anyway, the essay that I did for Rant Pants for June kind of touches on this, but y'all, I had no fucking idea. Like, this is the wonder of having friends who are also neurodivergent, neurodiverse. What are we saying? I don't know. Have stuff happening. So, I have friends that I have several neuro things in common with, and apparently this is like there's shit that everyone has known but me. So I probably have ADHD, which would explain so much shit. Like I, holy balls, y'all. But you know what the funnier thing is that like some of the other things that I kind of suspect about myself, like I suspect I'm on the spectrum, duh. Um, a few other things that I can't think of off the top of my head, but like I've kind of reached this weird moment where half of me is really ready for like a big pile of diagnoses so I can just be like, look, it wasn't just that I was a shitty little kid, you know, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think any of those things is going to change much for me because, you know what, I can't afford to properly treat anything. So it's just something that I'm aware of at this point that I find kind of funny. In a, yeah, no, I do. I find it fucking hilarious. It's so funny to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about writing a little bit. So, the story that I published today was a really good example of why I don't, why it's been reinforced to me that mainstream publishing is probably just not going to be it for me. So, that story, it's called The Swans of Lakeside Arms. You can read it at Medium. I will link it below. Anyway, um, I got the same type of feedback from people that I submitted to that rejected it. I had some beta readers who aren't people that I know that well, but I know them well enough that I know that they give me like very unvarnished opinions. Also, they were white people, which is also important a bit here. So, I hear very good things on a reader level. People who read my work often like it. The editors, you know, I would say, so that story racked up 8 rejections. 6 of them led with, whoever the editor was, really enjoy this story, or there's a lot to like about this story, which is the most recent one, which was very kind because I've been doing this a long time, so I don't expect anything but yes or fuck off. But the people who would have the power to actually expose my type of thing to other people aren't so into it that they would want to share it with their readership because they don't think it fits, or you know, whatever the terminology they're using is. And that's the same with like my poetry. It's been the same with basically anything that's not literary fiction and creative nonfiction, because I say fuck a lot, and you know, you can't say fuck in a literary magazine. Anyway, but as much as I agonize about this whole, do I publish, what do I do with my shit, after some more thought, because we know that's what I do, and sort of with I've had a couple of really great conversations about that piece and the feedback, I think I'm doing the right thing, you know, because I don't think that a lot of the genre work that I'd like to do right now is the type of work that these genres would recognize and understand, because I'm not working in the same framework. Like, I'm not working, like, at the heart of it, the Swan story is a horror story about change and memory and place. It's almost, but not quite, a ghost story. It's gothic, basically, as a friend told me. And I'm not going to tell you the whole thing because I'm still sitting on it because it brings me pleasure. But it's in that frame, it's in that sort of realm of things. But because I'm a Black person, they are Black stories. And this was a ghetto story. This was a hood story. This was hood horror. This wasn't Tales from the Hood. It wasn't campy hood goodness, which I love. I do. I don't write it well, but I enjoy it. And the things that make it horror in my mind are not on the radar of people industry wide in general who would be the ones who would be like, look at this, I got this thing. Does it kind of suck? Yeah. Like, yeah, sometimes I miss getting those, acceptance letters. I kind of miss updating, Duotrope. I miss a little bit of, the recognition, because when I was doing very well in literary fiction, that was pretty awesome. Like, it felt nice, but I don't think I'll be going back to that because I'm not really interested in trying to bust into these parts of the industry that have demonstrated that by and large they don't want me there. And that's just what it is. Like, if you and this isn't about the editors who've rejected my work recently. That's not what this is. This is literally 20 years of experience. Like, you can't hear the same things for 20 years and not come to some sort of conclusion. At least I can't. So that's where we're at. If there's interest, I might get even further nerdier about the things about why this is a horror story and not just like a slightly creepy literary fiction story. We can talk about the methods and everything that I was using. We can. I mean, if you're into it, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I feel better-ish, sort of. I'm still going through some things, but it's looking up. I'm telling myself it is. So even if it's not, don't tell me because I don't give a shit. All right. I think that's all. I love you. Bye.